Alright, so I came on to provide an update regarding what is Tropical Storm Lala in the Pacific. Alright, so we got Tropical Storm Lala in the Pacific. I mean, Lala's an interesting name. Alright, so Tropical Storm Lala has formed in the Pacific and is headed right for Hawaii. So this is the 11 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time update, and obviously, so Hurricane Lala is on a trajectory of is headed for Hawaii. So Hawaii Standard Time, 11 o'clock a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. I mean, as y'all know, many of you know, Hawaii is 6 hours behind us. Hawaii is 6 hours behind my time. So it's currently 1 p.m. Hawaii time and 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm in the Eastern time zone, and Hawaii obviously in the Hawaii time, 6 hours behind. So as of the 11 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time advisory, had maximum sustained winds of 50 knots or 60 miles per hour. The minimal central pressure, 997 millibars, and moving to the west-northwest at 12 knots or 14 miles per hour. If you want to do miles per hour, so wind speed probabilities. So there's a pretty high chance of tropical storm force winds hitting Hawaii. So you can see, on the scale, there's an 80 to 90% chance of tropical storm force winds in Hawaii. So on the Big Island, but the further north and west you go, the lower the chance for tropical storm force winds, which is 39 miles per hour or higher. So 39 to 7. Tropical storm force winds are winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. So if it's 74 miles per hour or higher, it's a hurricane. So, but for right now, Lala is a 60 mile per hour tropical storm. Hold on. And he's moving to the northwest. So as far as hurricane speed, hey Luke Colt 16, how you doing? So there's only a dark green area, so in Hawaii on Hawaii's Big Island, which is a 5 to 10% chance of hurricane force wind gusts of 74 miles per hour or higher. If you're on the southern tip of the island, you have a 10 to 20% chance for hurricane force winds from Lala. So we got Lala headed straight for Hawaii. And, let me go to the warnings real quick, so you can see, if you're in the red area, there are hurricane warnings. Alright, hurricane warnings are in the red areas. So, red areas are the hurricane warnings. So, and the blue is tropical storm warnings, and the yellow is tropical storm watches. So, but most of Hawaii is looking to get a hit out of this, and there's a chance that it could make landfall in Hawaii. It's very rare to see a hurricane make landfall in Hawaii, but they're still going to get impact regardless, whether it be the wind or the heavy rainfall. Because current estimations are for a foot of rain or more on the Big Island, and some places could see as much as 2 feet of rain in some localized cases. And I could see that happening. So, and I know Hawaii is still recovering from the spring flooding. Hi, Eamon Shine, how you doing? So, yeah, I know the Big Island. I know Hawaii got hit pretty good during the spring months with heavy rainfall. Hey, Super Legend, how you doing? So, doing great. That's good. So, yeah. So you can see right now it's currently Tropical Storm Lala. So yeah, and so I'm gonna go to the rainfall too. So the Big Island is looking to get a pretty good hit with rainfall. You can see the estimations. You're going thrifting tomorrow for weather radio. That's cool. So if you look at the dark red area, look at the dark red. The dark red is mean this area right there could see 16 to 20 inches of rain. So parts of the dark red area could see 16 to 20 inches of rain. Hi DMYL, how you doing? So, like I said, 16 to 20 inches of, 16 to 20 inches of rain in the dark red area, but there could be isolated rainfall totals as high as 25 inches, which would really be, that's gonna be terrible. That's not gonna be good. So everyone in Hawaii, I mean, it is timing. I mean, realistically speaking, time is running out for Hawaii. They need to be. If you're in Hawaii right now, you need to be on alert and follow evacuation orders if given. And if you're only under a voluntary evacuation, I suggest you evacuate, because if it's a voluntary evacuation, then it's recommended but not required. But I still urge even the voluntary evacuation areas to, evacuate, because it's not going to be good. So the heaviest rain will be occurring, it looks like, in the eastern part of the Big Island. So you can see, like I said, the dark red area is 16 to 20 inches of rain, with locally higher totals of 25. So that's very possible that there could be as high as 25 inches of rain. Hi Central New York EAS, how you doing? So you can see, yeah, there's a very sharp cutoff to the west, but the whole island of pretty much all of Hawaii can get affected in some way, whether it's from the wind or the heavy rainfall or the storm surge. And some areas will see a combination of those three. So this is not gonna be good. This is not gonna be good. So yeah. You can't handle random people joining your live stream because they may spam or join StreamYard and do something bad on there. So that's why you apply the rules on it. Yeah. Makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. So as far as the storm surge forecast, most it shouldn't be too bad with the storm surge, but at the same time, you need to take the storm surge very seriously, because even if it's only 1 foot of storm surge, it can still cause damage, even if it's only a 1 foot storm surge. We can see here as much as 3 feet of storm surge could occur. The smaller islands are more like, a 1 to 2 foot storm surge, but the Big Island could see 1 to 3 foot storm surge. It's very possible. And then everyone needs to send their prayers to Hawaii. Everyone needs to send their prayers to Hawaii, because even if Lala doesn't, produce the high winds, there could still be intense rainfall and major flooding. And some parts of Hawaii, like I said, could see as high as 25 inches of rainfall out of the system. So yeah, this is not gonna be good. Send your prayers to Hawaii. Me too. Yeah, hopefully, hopefully it's not too bad, especially since that Hawaii is still recovering from the major flooding. You don't mean to hate on anybody or be rude, but you hate when new people join someone's stream and they kick the person out because they don't know them. Well, I agree with that. Honestly, I do agree with that, but honestly, it's not fair. It's not fair to kick somebody off the stream if they haven't done anything bad. All right, I would say it's not necessary to kick someone off the stream just because it's someone you don't know. I mean, if they do bad things, then yeah, you kick them off the stream or turn them out. So when your aunt said your great uncle has 24 to 36 hours before they tow his car away, oof, sorry to hear that. Any reason? Is there any reason why his car getting towed? So the Weather Channel is on, and they are playing storm alert music because of that of Tropical Storm Lala headed straight for Hawaii. there's a hurricane warning now for the Big Island. There's a hurricane warning now for the Big Island. So, with tropical storm warnings for Maui County, here hurricane warning in effect for Big Island of Hawaii, which is Hawaii County. So, with tropical storm warning for Maui County and the islands of Maui, Lanai, Molokai, whatever it says. You say hi to someone, then they said to me, F you and get off the stream, but you're not. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I just, like I said, it's not necessarily, could be the tag is missing. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Hold on, let me get some water real quick. So, Hawaii is running out of time to prepare for Tropical Storm Lala. And it's a possibility that they could face that Lala could make landfall in Hawaii, which is very rare because Hawaii never gets a landfall. It's extremely rare. It's extremely rare for Hawaii to get a landfalling hurricane. I mean, they've had effects from tropical systems before, not necessarily landfall. I think it's been decades. I think it's been decades since a hurricane made landfall in Hawaii. So you can see with Lala, this is a dangerous situation for Hawaii, whether they're being affected from the surge, the high winds, the extreme rainfall and flooding, or one of them or two of them or all three of them. It's very possible that they get all three of them. So yeah. It's very possible to get a combination of the surge, the flooding from rainfall, and the high winds. It's very possible. It's actually likely. It's actually likely to see that extreme rainfall, the surge, and the high winds. And so right now Hawaii is preparing for for Lala, tropical storm Lala. Yeah. And at this time, there's a chance that Lala could turn to a Category 1 hurricane as it closes in on Hawaii. Guess what you found? Found a Nokia Lumia Windows Phone. The 620. Have you ever had a Lumia? I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not really sure, honestly. So yeah. So like I said, Hawaii is running out of time for preparations on Tropical Storm Lala. I mean, even if Lala stays a tropical storm, it's still going to produce extreme impacts on Hawaii. All islands in Hawaii are going to get affected by Lala. So with Lala, it's going to be we got. Yeah, they're preparing. Yeah, Hawaii is preparing for a pretty strong for Lala. So it's a possibility that Lala could be a Category 1 at landfall, if it makes landfall at all. It can be very close. I mean, it's probably if it becomes a hurricane, it's most likely going to be a Category 1. Probably nothing higher than a Category 1. So it's closing in on Hawaii. And right now, and with the water temperatures, around between 75 and 80, that's not a bad temperature for a tropical storm. However, in order for hurricanes to sustain themselves, they need to be an 80 plus degree, water temperature. So, ocean temperatures, whatever you want to call it. And so it's not just Lala. The story is not just Lala affecting Hawaii, but there's dangerous flooding ongoing in parts of the Midwest. And I know Chesterfield, Indiana got a pretty good hit with heavy rainfall. I know parts of Indiana got a pretty hard hit with extreme rainfall, extreme flooding. They claim if you spam or caps lock or dock your rated extreme, you will be kicked out and no brain rot allowed. The biggest thing is don't ask for personal information. That's very true. It's very true. Yeah. So you can see all that. The flooding. When it broke into commercial. Oh well. Yeah. But there is major flooding going on in parts of the Midwest. So, yeah. So, yeah. And there are some key messages which I'm going to read here. Key messages for Tropical Storm Lala during the 11 a.m. Hawaii time advisory. So, one thing, damaging hurricane force winds are expected on the Big Island of Hawaii Saturday, with the strongest wind gusts expected in areas of higher terrain. Preparation should be rushed to completion today before tropical storm force winds begin. 2. Heavy rainfall will reach the Big Island later today and spread westward across the remainder of the island chain this weekend. This rainfall may produce life-threatening flooding and mudslides, especially in areas of steep terrain. 3. Large and dangerous waves, especially on the Big Island, are expected this weekend, with the greatest impacts along exposed windward and southern shores. This heavy surf may cause localized coastal flooding and significant beach erosion. So yeah, this is a terrible situation. So, what's the latest emergency feed from the Weather Channel? Not sure, honestly. Not really sure. So yeah, so right now we got our work. We got yeah. But other than that, we got dangerous heat impacting the Midwest and the Southeast. You can see multiple states have extreme warnings and heat advisories. The extreme heat warnings and heat advisories go from the Midwest to the Southeast. So, and I have some friends in Florida in the heat advisory. So, yeah, and there are also there's some severe weather affecting parts of the Midwest. You stay was under a tour yesterday. Oh, sorry. Oh wow. I hope you're okay, Sunset Area WX. I hope you're okay, Sunset Area WX. Yeah. So yeah, last time we saw it was in May 2026. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. And hi Sunset, how you doing? So yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, you can see more. Yeah. So multiple states are under extreme heat warnings and heat advisories, and you're to the southwest. Look at that. There are extreme heat watches in parts of Arizona. So yeah, more dangerous heat headed their way. So, and there's a flash flood warning in Indiana. So I'm gonna click on that, see if there's a flash flood warning just north of Indianapolis. Excuse me. So, it was in Toledo County. Your first tour issued by SLC since 2011, but we're doing good. That's good. Yeah. Your national winter is Upton? Okay. So, national winter in Indianapolis has extended the flash flood warning for northern Hamilton County, southern Madison County, and Tipton counties until 11:30 p.m. At 6:19 p.m., emergency management reported continued flood from prior day rainfall. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms, source emergency management reported impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways and streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. So, yeah, so those areas are still under flash flood warnings just because, not necessarily because there's additional rainfall today, but more so of the fact that, so yeah. Okay, so before your grandmother died, the doctors and nurses just gave her 36 hours before she was called home to God, and on the last day she unfortunately took her last breath. Oh, sorry to hear that, your Bludgeon. Very sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's very hard when you lose someone. Oh, look on the 8th is on. So right now, yeah, there's some, yeah, so my area is dry. My area is dry. And going to the 60s tonight, so not too bad with the temperatures. Not too bad with the temperatures. So, and tomorrow you mean the 80s again. So but that's typical summer weather. That's typical summer weather. Sorry, I didn't mean to belch. And it says a few clouds tomorrow night with a low of 66 degrees. So, sorry to hear that super legend. Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that super legend. Yeah, so look at Sunday's temperature. Look at Sunday's temperature. Just in the 70s on Sunday for me. Just in the 70s on Sunday. Yeah, just going to the just 74 degrees on Sunday. That'll feel nice, but problem is it's gonna rain, so not enjoyable. But rain is good. We need it. So yeah. Your Rocker TV's been a bit slow recently. Oh no, sorry to hear that. Yeah. All right. So before I go any further, look at the orange sun rays. Look at the orange sun rays. It's still very hazy in my area. If you notice, there's an orange sun haze. There's an orange, sunshine, an orange shine. Red, orange, something like that. So it's very hazy in my area. I think there's wildfire smoke above us. I think there's wildfire smoke in the skies above us. So, but I did not smell any smoke. So the smoke must be thousands of feet above the surface. The smoke must be thousands of feet above the surface. It's been happening all week. There's been wildfire smoke in our skies all week. Yeah, there's been wildfire smoke in our skies all week, it seems like, so. But thankfully, it's not reaching the ground. Thankfully, the smoke is remaining above us by thousands of feet. So I'm gonna. You don't think you'll see a tour issued by SLC for another year or two? Okay. So I'm just looking in for. Just give me a sec. Hold on. I'm still. Yeah. Hold on. PHI hasn't mentioned the smoke, but I'm pretty sure there is smoke above us because since tours are rare in Utah. Yeah, there's a tour in Nevada yesterday. I think yesterday there's a tour in Nevada. I think there's a tour in Western Nevada yesterday. So yeah. So yeah. Hold on, just give me a sec. I'll be with you just a sec. Hold on. Yeah, there's some wildfire smoke above us, so I didn't smell anything, so the smoke is most likely thousands of feet above the surface. So yeah. Alright, well. But there's times the tour government just issued in Utah. Okay. Alright. Well, CTP confirmed it. There is wildfire smoke above us. CTP confirmed it. There's wildfire smoke in our skies, thousands of feet above the surface. So thankfully, it's not at the surface. Thankfully, it's thousands of feet above the surface. So thankfully. So yeah. So like I said, CTP confirmed that there's wildfire smoke in our atmosphere. Yeah, CTP confirmed it. Which I had a feeling. So yeah, but one of the biggest stories. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Everyone behave. Everyone behave while I'm gone for a moment. Everyone behave. I'll be back in just a moment. All right. I'm back, y'all. Wait, what? Wait, what happened? What happened here? I'm back, y'all. So, all right. So, apparently, all right. So, wait. All right. What happened here? All right. He threatened. Oh, that's not. All right. Threatening is not good. All right. Well, one person told me. All right. So, all right. Absolutely no negativity on here. Absolutely no negativity. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks for monitoring the stream while I was gone. That took a little bit longer than I expected because I was helping my family put groceries away, so I had to help them. All right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Absolutely no negativity is allowed on here. So. Yeah. So anyway, so as far as the state tropical cyclone rainfall records, there's your top five. Obviously, Hurricane Harvey in 2017 was the biggest tropical cyclone, was one of the biggest rainfalls from tropical cyclone. Harvey, with over 60 inches of rain. Hurricane Lane in 2018 with 58 inches of rain, which occurred in Hawaii. The 1950 hurricane that brought 45 inches of rain to Florida. Danny 97 that brought, and Danny and Arthur that, brought 37 and 3/4 inches and 37.5 inches of rain respectively. And with, Arthur, just, yeah. You're seriously tired of roll breakers? Yeah, me too, Rob. I agree with you. One warning for all Puerto Rico has been issued by the National Hurricane San Juan, Puerto Rico, due to winds of 54 miles per hour. Yikes. Yeah, hopefully those people don't lose power. Yeah. So yeah. So there could be as much as 2 feet of rain in parts of Hawaii, which is not good. I mean, hopefully those people, excuse me. Here to mean the belch. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, so people would think, just because they're not getting the highest winds from a tropical cyclone doesn't mean there won't be impacts. That's what some people think, and that's entirely wrong. Even if the high winds don't materialize, you can still get tremendous rainfall from a tropical cyclone. Even if the high winds are not there, wind advisory may be activated for. Yeah. All right. 10 minutes for you. All right, seriously, no threatening. All right, that's 10 minutes for you, mister. That's 10 minutes. All right, seriously, we do not threaten people with destruction of property. Can't do this. Yeah, I agree. This is serious. I mean, all right. Yeah, this is not good. All right. So anyway, I'm trying to debate whether I should hide the eye or not. What are you thinking? Yeah, seriously, no threats. All right. The rules are: no spamming, no asking for requests, no caps lock, no fighting, no rude comments, no asking for mods, no asking for personal info, no self-promoting, no 67, no threats, no rating, no doxing. Yeah, stop threatening people, exactly. Stop threatening people. Threats are what get people, booted. So, threatening is not good. Do not threaten. Stop threatening me, exactly. But I'm gonna tell you, if it is again, I mean, I'm considering hiding him from this channel. I'm considering hiding him from this channel because threatening should be an automatic ban. Was he the Spanish guy? No, it was not the Spanish guy. No, it was not the Spanish guy. It was not the Spanish guy. So, yeah, seriously, I do not come on here for drama. I come on here so I can, we can chat and have fun. I mean, what fun? I mean, if you cause negativity on my live stream, it takes all the fun out of it. It takes all the fun out of chatting. Yeah, threatening is not allowed. Excuse me. But anyway. So, anyway, let's get back to happy things. So yeah, my dad came home from his business trip this afternoon. My dad came home from his business trip today, and now that my dad is home, now you're not gonna get dragged into the drama. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, my dad got home this afternoon, and now that my dad is home, yeah. So my dad came home this afternoon, and you're not gonna believe this. When my dad was in Colorado this week, my dad said he got a my dad said he got a hailstorm yesterday. When my dad was in Colorado this week, and he said he got a thunderstorm late Wednesday night, and he got a hailstorm yesterday afternoon. My dad got a hailstorm yesterday afternoon. Yesterday afternoon. Well, yeah, that was yeah. Yeah, my dad was worried because he thought the hail was going to damage his rental car. So he went to Colorado yesterday. He was in Colorado all week. He went to Colorado. He left for Colorado on Sunday. Then he came home today. My dad was in Colorado for 6 days. Don't even make it up drama, yeah. That's cool. That's good. Glad to hear it, Braven. So yeah, my dad was in, Colorado for 6 days. I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, it felt like someone from my house was missing all weekend. That's because it was. My dad was in Denver all week for work. My dad had worked. My dad, had to go on a business trip this week. You mean neutral drama? Okay. So, yeah, like I said, my dad got a hailstorm in Colorado yesterday afternoon. So, yeah. And obviously he was worried about, his rental car being damaged. Thankfully his rental car did not get damaged. Thankfully his rental car did not get damaged. So that's good. Hi Dolphin, how you doing? So it's just hard, yeah, so yeah. Thankfully, the hail was not large enough to damage my dad's rental car in Colorado. He was making a push about what just happened? Okay. So yeah, my dad said he dealt with, earlier this week when he went to earlier this week in Denver, he said, Denver was where he was. My dad was in Denver all week, and he said he got wildfire smoke earlier in the week, and the temperatures were in the 90s earlier this week where he was. But then it got cooler, and he had a heavy thunderstorm Wednesday night. And my area had a thunderstorm on Wednesday night too. You know if you heard, but YouTube should your channel, but luckily you got it fixed. Oh wow. Sorry to hear that, Dolphin. but but at least but at least your but at least your but at least your channel didn't get deleted. At least your channel didn't get deleted. At least you're still here. So, speaking of only reaching 40 miles per hour in Puerto Rico because tomorrow the 15th is going to be very windy due to MS 94 L92L. The wind warning, yeah. There's tropical development. Yeah, things are starting to, show life in the Atlantic, on the Atlantic side. Yeah, so yeah. Hold on. Speaking of which, let me check the National Hurricane Center. All right, so in the Atlantic. So disturbance 1, which is you just can't live until you're 16. Okay, so this disturbance here over here has a 10% chance of development. So in the next 7 days. So yeah, that's what Raul A. Perez was talking about. There are 2 tropical entities there are 2 invest areas in the Atlantic. Do you know EAS Mississippi 377? I'm not sure, honestly. But you can see right here, they can, hold on, invest 92, 10% chance of development, and then the second disturbance, has a 30% chance of development within the next, 2 to 7 days. So, I mean, if they were both going to get named, it would be Dolly and Eduardo, I think. But I know Cristobal. No Dolly for us. Nope. Most likely no. But we'll see what happens. But even the smaller chances can come to fruition. It's still very possible, but But I do know that Hold on. Let me just check. So far, Chris Double formed likely from Wednesday to Thursday in the northeastern Atlantic. He's made the post. Okay, let me check it out. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, so yeah. Right now, the peak of hurricane season is just about to begin. Is just about to begin. So, but I know the Pacific is more active than, can you check it out? I don't take requests. I don't take requests, but, just remember, I don't take requests, but I'm gonna check it out. When we release posts. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really into taking requests. Let me see though. Let me just check. Hold on. Yeah. Alright, like I said, I don't take requests. Hold on, let me see. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Anyway. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Share latest posts. Are you someone? Okay. So. Oh, thanks, Rob. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. Hey there, sorry for what you did, and so bad here. You are sorry that you will never ever do that again. Your apology is true. Well, I appreciate your apology, but I appreciate your apology. Just don't do it again, all right? Because but I'm gonna be honest. Actions speak louder than words. actions speak louder than words. So if you're real, so yeah, appreciate your apology. Yeah, just you got actions speak louder than words. So yeah, so you got to keep behaving in order for us to believe that your apology is true. Okay, so that's how it works. But anyway, so yeah, we got hurricane season. Don't do it again. Though, but your actions speak a lot louder than words. Yeah, exactly. I just said that. Yeah. But yeah, anyway. So, as I mentioned, the peak of hurricane season is just about here. So, this is about the time when we start getting, more active in hurricane season. I mean, we got affected by Hurricane Irene in 2011, and we got affected by Sandy in 2012. And with Sandy, while Sandy did become a post-tropical cyclone and a nor'easter, it still caused extreme impacts. And it happened in late October 2012. So, there can even be hurricanes in November. So, alright, no, seriously, yeah. Sometimes people report you're fake. Well, this guy just, yeah, this guy faked his apology. Alright, yeah, 20, that's a 24-hour timeout. Here, I'm gonna give him. Alright, he gets a 24-hour timeout, and he's on probation now. Alright, so his apology was fake. There's a fake apology? Exactly, Mint Giant. That's what I suspected. It was fake, exactly. Yeah, it was fake. Yeah, no kidding. No fake. It was really fake. Because actions speak louder than words. If you apologize and then you do that bad thing again, that's a fake apology. So, you need to tell people fake their apology? Me too. Telling you to quit? Yeah, I saw that, Super Legend. We do not. He's on probation now. He's on probation. So because this is a 24, because he got turned up for 24 hours, I have to write his name down on my iPad. So if he does it again, if he causes drama again, that person will have to be hidden if he causes drama again. I have to write his name down because, You're on hiatus? No, Super Legend. Do not go on hiatus. Alright? Do not go on hiatus. Just because you're someone who is mean to you doesn't mean you should go on hiatus. He probably will just ban him. He's still gonna do it. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, I mean, just because someone told you to quit doesn't mean you do that. All right, all right. Don't let that person run your channel. All right. Don't let that person run your channel. Okay. Don't let that person tell you what to do. I mean, last week there's a person who came on my stream and told me to quit. Last week, there was a person who came on my stream last week. He told me to quit. So, but I'm still here today. I'm not going to quit. So, you should not quit. You should not quit either, Super Legend. You should not quit either, Super Legend. Nobody ever told me to quit, which is good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna let, people like that, tell us how to run our lives. He told me one person last week told me to quit, but I'm not giving in to people's demands. I'm not giving in to people's demands because, you know, yeah. Yeah, I don't give in to people's demands because, they think they have power over us when actually they don't. They do not have power over anybody. We have the power to run our channel. I mean, as long as we're not hurting anyone, as long as we're not hitting anyone, as long as we're not hurting anyone, we can run our channels the way we can run our channels the way we want, just as long as we don't do anything illegal, or as long as we don't do anything harmful or illegal, we can run our channels the way we want. So, who nowadays are controlling exactly? You can't just even quit your channel because you want to keep posting EAS content. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Don't quit. Don't quit. Okay. You know, if you want to keep posting EAS videos, do it. Your birthday's coming soon. Nice, happy early birthday, Central New York. Happy early birthday, Central New York. So, yeah. So, and by the way, I'm having a premiere. I'm having a premiere at 8:30 p.m. tonight, September 7th. Well, happy early birthday, Central New York. Happy early birthday, Central New York. So, anyway, I'm having a premiere at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. I'm having a premiere at 8:30 p.m. tonight. I'm only having one premiere tonight, so, but it's gonna be, yeah. So yeah, so my premiere will be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so there's a new advisory now on Lala. All right, so the weather show is called. Oh, Jim Cantori. We have Jim Cantori currently in. We have Jim Cantori in Hawaii right now, awaiting the arrival of Lala. So, yeah. So I think there's a new advisory on Lala. Winds are currently 65 miles per hour with Lala. So, and yeah. And it's moving to the west northwest at 14 miles per hour. So, because your first time commenting the grocery store. Oh, not okay. So yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. So when you see Jim Cantori somewhere, there's a big storm coming. You know what I mean? Name this Lala? Okay. So yeah. So whenever you see Jim Cantori somewhere, there's bad weather on the way. I've seen Jim Cantori, I mean, if you remember Jim Cantori's, Thunder Snow compilation, I mean, I know Jim Cantori. Jim Cantori freaks out over Thunder Snow. It's very funny how Jim Cantori would freak out over Thunder Snow. I've seen those, videos of Jim Cantori freaking out. You saw him in, I don't know, before, nice. Yeah. You feel like you can't even quit YouTube right now? You've been going through, you lost your grandmother, your oldest cousin in a crash, and your aunt's in the hospital, yeah. I've been through a lot too, honestly. I've been through a lot too recently. I've been through a lot this year. With, my dog recovering from ACL surgery, and then, yeah. And then my grandma had a heart attack in March, so I had a lot going on this year. And at the same time I was, going through all that, I was completing my final semester at community college. So yeah, Baby cooking had an ear infection. Yeah, I did hear that. Sorry to hear that, Super Legend. Yeah, so, just if you didn't know, in August 2nd, you caught your very first flashlight emergency. Yikes. Wow. You're not quitting? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good, Super Legend. At least you're staying. But I hope your baby cousin feels better soon. I hope your baby cousin feels better soon. So yeah. I mean, honestly, I get sick a lot. I get sick a lot, honestly. So yeah. I've been through a lot this year. So, like I said, my dog had ACL surgery back in December, and then I was helping him recover, and then I was, and then during the semester, I was, making projects for school, and, you know, yeah. And then, like I said, back in March, my grandma had a heart attack, and my uncle had to have hip surgery. It was, and I have a friend who battled cancer during the spring months, but I did not find out about my friend's cancer diagnosis until 3 months after it happened. So you're keeping her comfortable doing the job, changing her up, and makes you cousin. That's good. And it's very sweet that you're taking care of your cousin. It's very sweet that you're taking care of your cousin. I do the same thing. I took care of my mom. I took care of my mom in January because my mom had the flu in January. My mom had the flu in January. So, but at the same time my mom had the flu, at the same time my mom had the flu. My mom had the flu in January. So, and I was fighting a cold in January. So, yeah, we were both sick. But thankfully it was not the thankfully I did not catch the flu my mom had. I did not catch the flu my mom had. So, yeah. Right, but 2026 has been, a hellstorm this year. 2026 has been like, kind of like, a year from hell basically, with everything going on. Had a lot of stuff going this year, and most of them were negatives. It's just been, 2026 has been, a big year for me, and not in a good way. I mean, the only good thing that happened this year for me, I did have a few good things this year. I did have a few good things this year, which included, it included graduating from college and getting a job. So yeah. So there's your two of the few good things that happened this year was graduating college and getting my first job. Excuse me again. Whoa. But anyway. So yeah. And so with Hawaii's population, yeah. She's resting now. You're getting the Halloween stuff for your room. Nice. Yeah. So anyway, I'm actually gonna hop off now. I'm actually gonna hop off now because my premiere is at 8:30. I'm having my premiere at 8:30 p.m. So I'm gonna get ready for my premiere, and I encourage you guys to come to my premiere. If you can't come to my premiere, that's fine. I'm just letting you know I'm having my premiere at 8:30 p.m. You'll be there. Thank you, Manchilian. So anyway, again, it's at 8:30 p.m. tonight. So anyway, I'm gonna hop off now so I can get ready. So, and whoever's coming to my premiere, see you there. So anyway, hope everybody's enjoyed this chat stream. It's been fun chatting with y'all. Aside from some drama that I got, on stream, I still had fun chatting with y'all. So anyway, I will see you later. So anyway, until next time, take care.